Ensoo to the left in the orange. Ensoo, what? Lowerty to the right in the... What did I just say? Lowerty playing as the red Khmer, and we have Ensoo playing as the orange Incas. I will not change the colors unless chat demands. And yeah, as I said, I like the Khmer choice here. I'm very interested in Lowerty's build order. Let's watch that. So obviously we're starting with 6 on sheep. Now the interesting part is, will he add more on sheep or will he go to wood? Will he go to stragglers? Because if I remember correctly what Akal did, he just went to food. Yes, he's getting the boar next. He's getting the boar next, cats. It is a super fast scouts. Not going on wood. I don't know how many of you saw that. Fun Liquid casted it, I think. Yeah, Fun Liquid casted it. And I don't remember everything because I didn't cast it myself, so I wasn't paying that much attention. But he basically only went to food and went up. And then sent some to wood. Oh, on the other side though! Ensoo's laming his boar! Well then, it doesn't work! That is, I think, the perfect answer from Ensoo to this. Like, if you have with one boarless, you can't do the 15 pop scouts. So I saw that set. I'm Ensoo. I was watching that. He was casting it. He was co-casting it, right? He was co-casting the card set. So he knows he's trying to go 50 pop scouts, which he indeed is. And he is reacting to that very accordingly by laming the boar. And I don't think Lowerty sees it. I mean, he's still looking for his boar. He should go for the counter lame here, then it could still work. But indeed, he's not going for the counter lame. So yeah, if you want to bet on Ensoo, that's probably time now. And he will manage to kill it with villages, not with the TC. I was scared there. And Pete is back here, and he is the mate, or one mate. The mate sounded weird. But he is rooting for Ensoo. And yeah, which probably most of chat will, because Ensoo is more of an island regular than Lowerty, even though Lowerty also playing on Mondays in the community games regularly, and being a training partner of mine in quite a few tournaments as well as Ensoo. So I'm kind of torn. Rooting for the underdog a bit because Ensoo is the underdog, right? Seeding wise, he is 13-1400, while Lowerty is somewhat 15-16. And I think Ensoo made it to a 1500 still, so it shouldn't be that far. Getting the first own boar in there, also finding his sheep after the lame, really nice. And Lowerty is still trying to click up, going long range deer mining, and he's clicking up with, well, he can't click up with 15 villagers. That's the problem with the board. And now, is he making more? Is he idling his TC? I think he's idling his TC heavily here. Now he's going on wood, even though he hasn't clicked yet. Ooh, I think if I'm like, I think Lowerty should have changed his plans after he lost the boar. Maybe he didn't realize in time that he lost the boar. Now he's really committing to a 15 pop scout rush. But it's not really 15 pop anymore because Ensoo is 2 villages ahead. He's already at 17 pop and he still cannot click up because he's only on those deer. Now trying to force drop. And 492. Looking good for Ensoo here in game 1. And if he wins game 1 and his home maps, right, he can upset Lowerty here. But I mean, it's still a fast castle, a really fast castle age. Not that fast though. Ensoo's at 19 pop. So Ensoo's at 19 villagers. So it's basically a 20 pop scout rush. Just with 4 less villagers. And that feels really bad to me. I like that Lowerty tried it. And it looked super OP when I called it. There were 2 problems with it. Ensoo knew about it, because he casted their card set, and Ensoo reacted correctly by laming the boar. Ensoo himself is going for a man-at-arm rush with 21 pop man-at-arms. Really nice tight man-at-arms build that you can also do with the generic Civ, but easier with Incas a bit because you don't need as many houses. Houses give you 10 population space with Incas, so that does make it 60 foot easier, roughly 50 foot easier to pull off. And where's the wood count? We can't even drop the stable directly for Lowerty. The problem is he's going for a super fast scout build, and the man-at-arms will arrive at this base at the timing where he will have scouts. So kind of the normal timing for a scout build. Just with less villagers. I like that Ensoo is going fast fuel himself, not getting greedy with the extra board. Yeah, I think that's the right direction, because he probably must assume there's still a possibility of Lowerty trying to go through with this, even though scouting information is a bit meh, because the eagle is just waiting there. And that is correct, even though it would have been, I think, the wiser decision for Lowerty. Actually, I think they're both doing a mistake, because I think it would be the wiser decision for Lowerty to now go fast Castle Age with Quir. And then it would be better if Ensoo's going fast Castle Age too. But as they're both making it wrong, it's still good for Ensoo. And I know it's a bit complex. And I'm not super sure if it's right. But Man-at-Arms upgrade is on the way, and so having some TC idle time in the meanwhile. The eagle is still there, albeit a bit hurt, but he managed to preserve it. As Lowerty scouts the Rex and immediately runs home, knowing, whoop, these products might have used something, produced something, and indeed there he is on the berries. Lol. There's a villager going down. And so taking game 1, guys. I think. Another one, fast spear forward would help. Indeed, yeah, that's what he should do. He has the resources for a spear. And that would be really nice. And yeah, now we have 3 scouts. We can't even make like additional infantry units to help, because we don't have a barracks. So we can't counter the spears with spears. That are coming. 1 deer, 1 archer being in the queue there. I don't like that we're just attacking the mill while we could snag this villager for Ensoo. But he's probably macroing it home. Walling everything. He knows about the scouts. Could ungarrison that. Be able to be here. But everything seems pretty walled in on this side, as the Man-at-Arms could get another pick, will get another pick. 3 villagers down for Lowerty, and now he will need to do damage directly on his own. He does it though, gets at least this 1 villager here. But no, he didn't commit. There weren't many villagers under the TC. I think he should have committed there. Does not get the villager, especially with 5 scouts. With 4 it's still dangerous, I would have said. Come on, I mean, you almost finished the mill at 60 HP. Why not completely finish it, Ensoo? Oh, because the scouts are in the wood line and he is very concentrated on that. Finally, might a villager go down? This one should go down. This one should go down. Will he go back again? This time he finishes it. Takes good hits from the TC though. Takes 2 villagers though. That's really what he needed, because it's 3 to 2 villagers plus a lot of idle time on the way to feudal with that whole boar laming. Plus we're trying to go 15 pop. 16 pop scout situation. What do I still hear here? Oh, Ensoo's about to lose 2 more villagers. That would give the eco KD to Lowerty, and I think it's about to happen. Yeah, no sense in trying to wall that. I think fighting would have been better, at least take some HP away. And his spears are really out of position. Where are his spears? Are they going forward with the archers? Man-at-Arms have also been cleaned up. No, they're on the other side. Why not finish the middleman? It's 100 wood you could lame in 10 seconds. Spears running a bit erratically, not where the scouts are. If he also gets in on the berries. These palisades are so weak. Ensoo hasn't really adapted to the new patch, because walls are now so much weaker than before. You actually need to completely build them if you want to quick earl your resources in. So yeah, and that problem I think also cost him the other wood line. So that already cost him 4 out of his 5 villagers, that he didn't finish his palisade walls. And now only 2 villagers ahead, and the Man-at-Arms. What happened to the Man-at-Arms? 1 is still alive. I guess they fought villagers here or something. Didn't really achieve much more after the first 3 kills. Now I'm afraid of what come. Yeah, and so yeah, the game basically in the bag. If the scouts don't do any damage, I think it's at least a huge advantage. We're not talking pro level here, we're talking 13 to 1500, so there can always be stuff happening. But yeah, he kind of threw his advantage there with not fully building the palisade walls. On the other hand side, I really like this early play, and now we come out pretty even, and so 2 villagers ahead. Upgrade situation exactly similar as Double Bit X is coming in. Now for Lowerty, had it probably a bit earlier, so still stronger eco for Ensoo. At least if we don't consider the idle eco time, that is quite a bit higher for him there. More scouts going forward, so we're definitely doubling down on this from Lowerty's perspective. Also adding skirmishers in the mix. And Lowerty maybe still feels behind after everything that happened and wants to do more damage. And so closer to the castle age here. Ooh, now we have an archer and spearman attack forward. They're denying the blacksmith for a little bit and now going towards the wood line. Can he get some picks here? Fletching is in, but the villagers are popping into houses. Khmer are such an annoying civ if we want to attack and feudal. Meadowman. It's still empty some farms and they are delaying the blacksmith by a hell lot. They forced the scouts to come back, which is probably the biggest win here. He can go castle edge behind that, maybe. Oh, that villager is also a big win. Now Eco KD is at 5 to 5 plus better idle time for Ensoo. Again, more idle time even coming from lower tiers. He's not queuing villagers. And 3 minutes of idle time in feudal age is kind of a lot for a end of 1600 player. But it was to the ball at the build order. Cleans up the army though, and amazing military KD for Mr. Lowerty, who has some skirmishers on the prowl without any upgrades. So they're not really any danger to villagers. They will cause a bit of inefficiency here on that woodline. And that is probably gonna be it. But the scouts are coming forward again, and they can cause a hell lot more trouble. We have a little bit of an eagle switch, and I say a little bit because we made 1 eagle to deal with the skirmishers. Mainly the army of Ensoo is basically no army. We are trying to go to castle age and then maybe do a bigger eagle switch, right? Market coming up in a position where I definitely don't want to see it. What? No, set the villagers back in. So no, that bucket is not going up. That bucket is not going up. Archery range quick walls are not a thing, mate. And yeah, we need to re-wall that woodline now, and we're very close to castle age. He really needs that market to go up, though. He does have the buildings, but he does need the wood. Quick wall that woodline. No! And so really underreacting to this late feudal attack. He thought feudal age was over, and I just go castle age now. Not with Mr. Lowerty's aggression, though, and that is Lowerty winning game 1 after all. He can click up now, but he's not really saving these villagers. Not the greatest units to kill villagers there, but still 11 villager kills overall for Lowerty now. Only lost 5, which gives the villager count in his favor after being very unfavorably for him at the start of the game. And so going up to castle edge though. And Lowerty is fully open right now, so an eagle switch might actually do the trick here. We're not seeing any military production from Ensoo, though, who might lose another... No, it's not going to lose a villager to skirms there. That's the big problem. No wood income. He has 500 wood, so I think he can live off the wood to make some eagles right now. Problem is, he can't really access his farms. Well, 30 seconds castle age advantage. There is a castle age advantage. And eagles are a really, really good unit early castle age. So I'd say there's still a castle age advantage for Ensoo. He's getting some upgrades for the spears. He won't be able to afford elite eagle right away and armor. And most importantly, he won't be able to afford production and elite eagle. But eagle scouts are also passively getting stronger when you reach the castle age, so they aren't that bad at the start of the castle age as they are in feudal. So we still have a power spike even though we don't get castle age upgrades for them. The big problem really is he can't get the problem in his base under control, and these 3 villagers are there alone. He's trying to wall around the walls from before. Man, manages to get them up initially, but they might be broken again. No, spear is there. And how many eagles do we have? 1 in each Rex is not too much really. I like that he's going 3 Rex. That is the minimum amount you need. Probably with any civ other than Aztecs you want. 4 with 6 villagers on gold. We couldn't hold that up anyways though. And we don't have the wood for the barracks. So 3 will be the only option that he can go for here really to the maximum. And he won't be able to produce even from them sadly. Eagles now feel the pressure to go forward. The scouts still haven't been cleaned up though, and we do have only 1 spear out there where we're sitting at the northern wood line. There's a lot of farms are running out, and yeah, it's really the only chance are the eagles here now. The spear is at least at the right place to get some pokes off there. The scouts are pretty low, so he is able to protect that wood line. No upgrades for the eagles inside. He can click Eagle Warrior though, and I think he should click Eagle Warrior now. And soon he will be able to also afford defense. He will need troops as well though, and there is the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Eagles are going in without the upgrade though. It should be enough to kill these villages here, at least the weak one there. I hope he focuses the weak one. Now he saw the weak one. I think that 1 eagle is going after that. Too afraid of the TC fire there though, which I don't think he had to be. I think he could have taken that villager instead. We'll go for her here. Knights are coming out for the Khmer player though, and the fighting before Elite Eagle is in is not exactly what you want to do with eagles against knights. He could get 4 snipes on the farm here, I guess 3 because 1 is being built. No, just snipe the farms, just snipe the farms. Just snipe the farms, no. Didn't snipe the farms. And now that's a lot of knights for Lowerty. So Ensoo will need pikemen, which is what he's doing. Stonewall's coming up as well. They are cheaper. Are they cheaper actually? The bonus isn't that huge, so I don't think they're cheaper. Because it doesn't count percentages as I'm informed correctly. But at least he can mine stone quicker. Can he? No, he can't. Oh. Well, it's stonewalled up, alright, but we have a hole at the back. And do we know about that hole? No, we don't. We suspect it though. 3 houses coming up for Ensoo to save that. Ensoo is not on stone. I thought he might want a castle drop. He obviously can't castle drop right now because there's knights everywhere, so wouldn't really make sense to go on stone. I think he's probably waiting for a pikeman master to do that. He does have infantry defense upgrades. They also apply to villages now that we are in castle age. So as you can see, there is 4 piece armor and 3 melee armor on this villager, so raiding is going to be a bit harder there, but that wasn't enough pikemen that he ungarrisoned, so bad fight for the pikes. In bigger numbers cavalry still does alright versus the pikemen because they go down damn quickly, and Lowerty is actually sending in the light cap first so that they take the hits and the knights stay alive. I don't know if that was intentional or just a patrol, but it worked out really nicely for Lowerty. And now the walls are under heavy pressure, and it is time to fear for himself a bit again if you are rooting for Ensoo. That sentence didn't make any sense, but you know what I'm going for, and there's an opening! There's another opening, I believe, between this, so we could also go in with the berries. Not the most important thing, because he's driving him off gold. Ensoo has a huge gold bank, wow. Because he wanted to go for eagles and now he has to go for pikes. So Eco isn't really set up for pikes. 2 defense upgrades on them, no attack upgrades. These poor villagers on that woodline, man, they're gonna be raided once again. And I don't think Ensoo quick walls this time in. Hello, Lowerty? Lowerty! Open woodline, hello! Now he's going around, Ensoo, come on, now you can wall it. No, you're walling it, and there is pikes. The numbers still don't really speak for the knights, but the knights start to be lower, so it's fine. Trying to lure them into a TC fire. We'll lose a pike in the process, though. And TC is not garrisoning, so he will also lose villagers. Scorpion now at the front. Pikeman trying to go for that. And ignoring the knights at the back. I don't know why we're going not against the knights here. They are rather dying to the knights up front, and the military numbers look way better for Lowerty. God, the game looked so good at the start for Ensoo. He just lost way too much against the scouts and Lowerty. After the initial big mistake of sticking to his plan and being a bit stubborn there at the start. Didn't do many mistakes anymore after, well, the mid-arms defense was bad and the plan was bad, but after that, Ensoo played this, Lowerty played this very clean and does deserve the victory in this one. And felt sad for Ensoo though, because he has had such a good advantage, and I imagine... I don't see a comeback from Ensoo coming. He has a lot of gold, but he doesn't really know what to do with it. He could buy wood, drop down the siege workshop maybe to deal with the scorpions, or I guess go add some eagles again maybe. He has a ton of gold. We have elite eagle warrior. Yeah, we're adding 5 more eagles. I think that's the best bet he can do versus the scorpions. Eagles are still not great against scorpions, but they're way better than pikemen at sniping them at least. And the knight numbers aren't too high anymore after we've cleaned up this, so never mind, maybe the game still goes on. Hassan coming in, okay, Ensoo's being optimistic that he can go forward soon here. He's also 8 on stone, so he might think about castle P-Tords and a castle drop. I take it back, I think there's still chances for Ensoo. Still think he's behind though, especially when we lose that Rex over there, so we only have 2 Rex left to produce. Not that the whole here is a big deal, we have pikemen. Think enough pikemen. Nah, that's an overreaction. That's an overreaction, sending the villages away from gold. Nah, well, the scorpions are there. The scorpions are being there is a good point. 3 eagles going around the map to raid. In the archery range there is 1 poor archer in there. Incas in theory should have a good matchup against Square, I think. When it goes later, but I don't think it will go much later anymore. Well, with a castle, Ensoo could stabilize, right? And he almost has enough for a castle. We definitely want to get that castle up. It will still leave so much of his base vulnerable, though. It's not on a resource. I mean, if we want to make it defensively, why not completely add the stone and the wood? Like here, where it protects the stone and the wood, here it kind of only protects the farms. And fit the gold. I guess that's the point. Put it next to the gold as close as possible to the gold. And it wasn't possible closer because of the armor disadvantage that is 4 to 20. Still after the castle went up and we lost a knight here. Pikemen also all went down. What did the 3 eagles accomplish? The 3 eagles emptied a wood line. And I don't remember what the equality was before. I think also killing villagers here, at least 1 there. Now the eagles are going down to the TC though. 11 to 30 eco KD in favor of Lowerty. But Ensoo has a castle up. Could potentially try to sneak some petards around this side of the map and into the TC from the back. At least we could still see that desperate last move here for him. The other option is try to raid the opponent to death with eagles. And that's the raid that Ensoo is taking right now. Still, he does have the second defense upgrade. Alright, I missed that coming in, so yeah. Pretty good Castle Age raiding unit for him right now. But Lowerty is doing a really nice move here. He is going for the barracks. So going for the production buildings, especially when the woodlands are really meh for Ensoo, is the correct move. And I don't think it's gonna be petards, because Ensoo is still on stone. So he is thinking about sneaking around a castle drop. And from that castle you can then make petards, right? And Pete used his channel points wisely on a fantastic emote made by X Factor. The market's gonna go down. Alright, that's also a worthy building if your eco is a bit not of the too balanced side for our Italian in the orange. Oh, he's actually not sneaking around the south, he's sneaking around the north. The villagers are on the prowl to go for the castle though. What is this information on the base? The south is a bit closer to the TC, to castle top, but I guess you could just put it here in front. It is Inca villagers after all, so we do have armor on them. As he is starting to get a bit disinterested in his base. Well, we're doing siege workshop. And I think he will just defend the range around the castle. Because the big story that will decide this match is happening here. It is 12 villagers, 12 Inca villagers with extra armor. On the way to drop a castle in sudden death on the TC of Lowerty. If you don't remember what sudden death means, if this TC dies, It's not only the Imperial Age that dies, it's also Lowerty that dies. So the Imperial Age, the fact that it's the MTC, it's the only TC, obviously it's the MTC, won't matter. The castle is actually going up. There's no army there. There's no army there. Ensoo sets are the best sets, guys. He survived his TC on the last set with 7 HP. And now it's gonna do that. Ultra coming. Perfect raid. We're about to see a sudden death game end from a totally behind position for Ensoo with a castle drop on the TC. This is sudden death. If the TC falls, Lowerty is dead. Lowerty has a huge advantage. You can see it at the top with the numbers. I'm not gonna change the screen. The castle is up. It is on the TC. The army is coming back. The tower is being battered down. I don't know why we don't need to batter down the tower. I guess then to batter down the TC. Petards can be made here. We are making petards! And so you're a god now. Come on. This is... I'm sorry, Lowerty, but I want to see this happening. One petard is in here. There's army around, so it's not really that easy to get the petards out there. Thanks a lot coming for the raid. After this series, I'll also probably try out the ranked lobbies for a deathmatch. If you are hyped for that, please stay. Great news today, but it's also fantastic what's happening right here, so I have to focus on that. Thanks a lot, Mr. Cumming. And the TC is under fire, not being repaired right now. What's happening on the other front? Ramp push coming in from the other side. Always the choice when your own TC is under attack, so Ensoo has to focus there, has the villagers on their army is in the back, so the ramp's not protected. I don't think the ramp push is gonna work. The question is this ramp push gonna work on the castle? We do have 4 petards in there now. We could ungarrison them on the TC. I think it's safer to take a bit more because there's army around and the TC is shooting. Ramp push on the other side being defended. I think Ensoo wins this. He should have 5 petards soon. With 5 we could try to go out. Villagers are repairing actually. Lowerty not really focusing there, trying to focus on his attack. He's losing all his economy there. It doesn't matter. Scorpions can't kill TCs. And the petards are going! 1 hits, 2 hits, 3 hits! And the 4th died! No, we need 1 more petard now, and so Lowerty can repair. There's the petard! Oh, Lowerty's not repairing! Lowerty's not repairing! And Ensoo wins the game! GG! Best play of the tournament! This is the best play of the tournament so far, guys. Let me recount the play a bit for all of you, the game a bit for all of you that have just joined us. Lowerty tried to go for a 15 pop Khmer scouts build, or 15 villagers, 16 pop scouts build. Ensoo stole the boar of Lowerty, so he fucked up the build. It didn't work. He stuck to it, which was a mistake. Had 2 minutes of idle time. And basically arrived at the normal scout timing in feudal age with less villagers. Ensoo's man-at-arms worked great. Ensoo had a big advantage. Lowerty's few scouts absolutely wrecked Ensoo's base, together with the knight follow-up, until Lowerty had a super huge lead in the game, had full control with scorpions, and thanks Ensoo, and congratulations on that play, man. Until Lowerty was basically dead, Ensoo was basically the event to stone, got this castle up to somehow survive, sneaked villagers all around here, Inca villagers with more armor on them, and made this castle. And well, after the castle was up, you all joined, so you saw the 5 petards coming out of it, with the additional 6th one. There was the 4th one that killed the TC. If Lowerty repaired just a little bit, I think he could have done it, while at the same time defending the ramp push on his own TC. Amazing game, and the first time in the tournament that the YOLO I'm behind, let's go forward and do something that involves petards play actually works. Let's track out the petards. That the YOLO I'll go forward with something play actually works when you're super behind. I would also count the Shotens or Teutonic Knights tries that we saw in that, with Faust getting the closest against Ensoo against 2-7 HP TC, and Ensoo doing it with a castle drop petard play as Incas. Super, super lovely. And now Lowerty's in danger, because Ensoo has 2 home maps. He wins game 1. And I may remind you that this is also a bit of an upsetty situation, because we have seed 5 against seed 12 here. So yeah, Lowerty is the favorite, and he lost game 1 to the best unit in the game. Petard's OP, I tell you. And yeah, everybody who has that emote